We've looked at every material out there, but finding one that will endure and not biodegrade, because we don't want it to for our walls, is important. Which means that, you know, over its lifetime, the embodied energy input is, I think, is paid back many times over.
Can you say something about the costs of it?
Well, that's a commercial question, which very much depends on projects, and I'm really here to talk about principles rather than get too much into detail.
I suggest that if you want to have that follow-up discussion, please do it with Mark afterwards. Anybody else got any questions you want to ask Mark? Very stimulating discussion. Jane.
Have you experimented at all with growing cereals, which is a very valuable food source?
Well,
would it work?
No. The main problem with annual crops is the labour intensiveness of them, especially for things like cereal production. It is possible. Certainly, I think things like rice would be very viable to grow in a hydroponic system. I mean, it's almost principally a hydroponic culture anyway. Cereal crops, I don't see that as being a viable thing to grow, certainly in vertical systems. And as I said, it's not necessarily the best kind of food that we should actually be eating in the first place. You have to look one step up from that thinking, is that the right food to eat in the first place? The answer is probably not. And certainly not in the volumes that we eat. I know it's one of our worldwide staple crops, but it's actually, you know, so many of us here, you might not know it, a lot of you will have wheat intolerances. I have. I still eat some wheat, but I have, you know, and you know, we're eating things that actually are not that good for us. So to be holistic, to really understand the issues, we have to look right at the highest levels of what should we be eating as well as what can we eat.
I'm thinking about maintenance and sort of in the crops as well. Are you left, I mean, the wool is very much salad crop,
Sure.
so you're left with a brown wool for sort of 3-4 months?
But that would depend on the situation you put the wall into. If it was a food cropping wall, you would either accept it was seasonal and you were going to use it, much like an outdoor vegetable garden is seasonal, and you can't do that much in the winter with it. Maybe you can't with a wall, but of course if that was in a greenhouse, you would be able to use it and crop it all year round. You know, things like the Mitsuna up the top are quite good with just a bit of protection lasting all year. So you can grow, there are winter greens and things you could grow in the system. Very much depends on the circumstance though.
Thank you, Mark. We have time for one more question if anybody's got anything to ask Mark. Anybody? Okay. Before I ask Mark to give some closing words, I'd just like to say that all of these seminars that are here at the Cityscape Arena are accredited for continued professional development. If you'd like to get your certificate that recognises that and gives you the certificate, could you please see Jay over here, who will arrange for you to have that certification. So, Mark, a few closing words, please.
Closing words about sustainability. If you're looking for solutions for any particular problem and you want it to be sustainable, think cyclical. If it's not cyclical, it's not sustainable, okay, in the long run. You know, doing less bad, as Bill McDonough would put it, is not a solution, it's just doing less bad. So you may be using less of something, but if it's still linear in its methodology, it's still not sustainable. Think in cycles.
Thank you very much. I'd like you to give Mark a round of applause for a wonderful
Thank you.